Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Zurachi! I've always been attached to the Mega Man games. Throughout my life, I've played through the Mega Man series, Mega Man X series, Mega Man Legends series, and even Mega Man Battle Network series, and a whole lot more since there's so much Mega Man. Out of all of those, I'm here to talk about Mega Man X2 from the X series. The fuck is that?
Gracias, senor. You're looking at the one, the only, Mustache.
No.
X2 takes place in a world filled with humans and replicant androids, often called Repoids, of which X is the first and most unique. He possesses human-like emotions, intelligence, and free will. For better or for worse, that means he's free to make decisions for himself. Yay! Swimming is fun! Oh no. This is quite the contrast when comparing X to Mega Man from the original series, who is programmed to do good for mankind.
Kill Dr. Wily. Kill the robot masters. Kill everyone.
Okay. 6 months have passed since the events of Mega Man X. Sigma may have been defeated by X, but his followers and fellow Mavericks still remain. The main cronies in X2 that come into play are Surges, Agile, and Violin. They're not the most memorable of names or characters, so I'm just gonna have to call them the small guy, medium guy, and large guy. It's kinda like you're ordering fast food. It's strange to think that they stand a chance against X when he already kicked the shit out of Sigma's ass. He was a pretty strong dude too, so I can only conclude that these Mavericks don't know what kind of business they're getting into. Jogging back a bit to the first game, we had Zero, who was a comrade that X admired and looked up to. Unfortunately, he kind of got messed up by the end of things. Messed up to the point where the 3 main cronies have taken his head, body, and legs in order to reconstruct Zero into a deadly evil machine. Geez, that's a bit brutal, don't you think? As a Maverick Hunter, it's become X's job to stop this evil plan and to also save Zero. Or as the player, you could just completely ignore this task and fight Zero head-on later. Either way, the path you wish to take is entirely up to you. The narrative side of X2 is pretty lackluster, at least when comparing it to the first Mega Man X title. It focused more on the growth and development of X's character and strength. Since X2 is a direct sequel, it continues where the last game left off and moves forward with an already established character. On the other hand, if you don't really care about the story and just want to get on with the shooting down of other robots, the game does a good job of summarizing the last game's events in a timely manner. X2 retains much of Mega Man X's core gameplay. The jump, dash, and shoot mechanics that make this series fun are all still here. The sequel also introduces some elements that are new to the X series. In Mega Man X, you acquired armor upgrades to add to your arsenal of pain. You can do the same thing in X2, but the skills that you acquire from the upgrades are quite different now. You can air dash, you can search levels for secrets, you can do the cool looking thing that's all like pew pew, and you can do the one and only unthinkable super move. All these new abilities give you an exciting variety of gameplay options. Being able to traverse new and exciting levels in such a different manner is a thrill, especially if you're coming from the first game. For example, you can use Bubble Splash to jump higher in water to access secret areas. You can also use Air Dash to get to places that you would normally have trouble getting to. The new options you have go on and contribute towards a fun experience. If you've never played the previous game though, I can assure that you won't feel out of place with what's been newly introduced. In terms of difficulty, I find X2 to be more or less the same as X. It's not too hard, and it's not too easy. If you're a veteran of the Mega Man series looking for more challenging gameplay, you might be opening yourself up to disappointment. But in terms of fun, I don't think the game's difficulty takes anything away from the game. The variance of enemies and level exploration certainly feels much more grand than the first game, and can only serve to create a much more open gaming experience. Even though Mega Man X2 is built off the engine of the original X, I really like how the visual atmosphere is much different. For example, both X and X2 have intro stages with the set goal of teaching you how to play the game through the gameplay itself. While looking at these two stages, it's evident that they both have very different atmospheres. X's intro stage takes place in a highway setting, while X2's intro stage is a factory infiltration. In addition to all of this, there's also some kind of 3D chip thingamabob thingy? Not only wasn't it used very much, the actual 3D effects shown in the game were just this and this. Yeah, I've seen things more visually stimulating. But let's talk more about the music. I honestly don't know how else to describe it other than saying that it's fucking metal. Seriously, every single tune in this game is an adrenaline rush. Flame Stag Stage is a perfect example of this. The entire level plays at an urgent pace, and the music accompanies the mood perfectly. It immerses you into being a part of the moment. It makes you want to air drum, air guitar, air punch the shit out of everything. Aside from that, it still looks very much like a Mega Man X game. There are enough changes in X2 so that it feels and looks like a different game, while remaining faithful to the visual and musical style of Mega Man X. This in combination with the different feeling soundtrack forms a unique gaming experience that stands out. In the end, I wanted to talk about Mega Man X2 because of my personal attachment to this game. When I look at this game, I recall the main feeling that it gives me. I feel an adrenaline rush that fills me with confidence when playing this game. Needless to say, there's a lot more to Mega Man X2 than meets the eye. If you're looking for a fun, high-octane platforming experience, you'll definitely find what you're looking for with this game. Mega Man X2 may not stand out the most when comparing it to the whole series, but it's a fun-filled game that should not be overlooked. Whether you've played the first game or not, I highly recommend picking this up on the Virtual Console, or even the SNES cartridge if you can get a hold of one.
You know what? Talking about Mega Man X2 was really fun. It kind of gives me this urge, this feeling.
It's time for El Pokemano!